with the bag, baby, never feeling stressed. I'm really just running for money. I'm love flow, Joe chasing the check. I'm really gonna run up the money. I'm Carlos, really running the best. Car moving through these Ubers, I maneuver with the bag, baby, never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Ubers, I maneuver with the bag, baby, never feeling stressed. Bigger the bag, bigger the beef, bigger the problem, bigger the be one in the all in the same.
Welcome in, everybody.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Former Viking, this is Jerick McKinnon, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it, they're precise.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Play action, Garoppolo. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Here's Morris. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And Garrett Selleck here on the completion. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. McKinnon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. A dump down to McKinnon. And across the chalk into the end end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jarek McKinnon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gold now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. It's brought in by Harris. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
2nd and 10 now, it's Taylor. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
And when you make an investment in a position, defensive line is a great place to do it, and the 49ers have done exactly that. Solomon Thomas, 2017 draft. Eric Armstead, 2015. DeForest Buckner, 2016. They should be a formidable defensive front.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say, when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 65 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against 2nd to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
4 down, 4 down. 180, 120.
On 3rd down, it's Morris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here we go. 180.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sua Cravens in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. They run it with McKinnon. Oh, a nice spin. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 8, maybe 9, but they're still left with a 3rd and long upcoming.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And there's Tyrod Taylor doing what he does best. Look, he's taken a few lumps along the way, and some people haven't believed in him. But this is where he excels, outside of the pocket, making plays.
As prolific with his legs as any quarterback in the league?
I would say yes to that.
Taylor hit. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Taylor. Dancing to his left. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is going to be 49er football.
All right, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. Now McKinnon. And he cuts it back right, and he's got a crease. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jarek McKinnon with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. He's showing the different ways he can hit you in this first quarter. 1 rushing, 1 receiving touchdown.
He's showing us he's not just a stereotype, isn't he? Not just a guy who carries the ball in the backfield, can get out into space, make plays with his hands downfield. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Defensively, you'd prefer to be going against the stereotype, wouldn't you?
At least you know where he is, right? That gives you a chance to get more people to him and get him on the ground.
Gold now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Dobbs now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Flush to his right. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 93 yards, and a score.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
Slow.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
Z. Four down.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. Steps away to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Taylor now, operating from the gun. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll try and throw for it with Taylor. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. On first down, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And only intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
Here's McKinnon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to flare up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
This is Morris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. Well, there's 2 sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything. And when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarkowski Tart. And they will score. It's a 39er touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick-6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Cassius Marsh in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. On second down, here's Taylor. Forced out to his left. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Andre Holmes that time. And that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
2nd and 10, it's Taylor again, being chased out left. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
Now Taylor on first down. Finds Jake Butt over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st and 10, Taylor dancing to his left. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the same play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more. Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and clear the safety.
Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
Here's Taylor on first down. And he will find his man on the outside. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. On second down, Taylor's throw incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now. And
that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain,
still second down
on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a handoff looking right, and he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
20!
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back here right after this. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Taylor. Space to run past the 20. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait in, enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw is Taylor. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll take that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On second down, here's Garoppolo. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That's good for a Niner first down. Garoppolo to Garcon.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Pierre Garcon, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Gold is able to put it through, and that will extend their lead even further. That drive took them inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold them to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This one taken just inside the 10. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start with a rematch of the coldest game in NFL history in terms of wind chill. -38 in Cincinnati. No such worries in Los Angeles. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Tyler Boyd, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Cole Beasley, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Alex Collins, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be taken down at the 34. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd and short, this is Janovich. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Taylor escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. 2nd and 10 now, it's Taylor. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Slow.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept you in a lot of games. And now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Here we go.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle to Garcon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there, you're giving yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going. Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they...
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Solomon Thomas in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustration, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They went into halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jarek McCammon, 15 yards. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for a nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Now Gold for the extra point. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Gold now out to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A gain of 6 there on first. Now Taylor to throw on second down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Cassius Marsh in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock the Albert away and bring up second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Dobbs. Forced out to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Flex round! Flex round!
On first down, Dobbs to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jake Butt, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to Kellen Winslow. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The Niners on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! Get hot! Get hot!
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And it's caught by Saleh. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That goes for a gain of 31.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say on third down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Go, 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 run!
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Garoppolo now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Garrett Selleck, the tight end, was the target. And it's third down. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And able to find Garcon. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced...
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Shaquille Barrett in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today. But on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
You're not you when you're losing. Snickers satisfies.
It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Black 80! Black 80!
On play action, it's Garoppolo. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turned into a nice play.
And Gold is able to put it through. And that will extend their lead now up to 22. And that right there is something we've seen, I don't know, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing here, Dobbs being chased out left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Now Dobbs. Harris has it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Dobbs looking to throw on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Here's a handoff to begin the drive to Norris. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bifema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they'll run it here. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on fourth down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through, and that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at we'll call it the 37-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 37.
20! 180!
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
Play action, Garoppolo. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Right back to him on first down. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
180! 120! Set!
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still third down.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
180!
Garoppolo looking to throw. Oh, he stays up. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sua Cravens in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Their goal from the start was to at least finish 500. This loss, however, guarantees a losing record.
And that can't leave a good taste in anyone's mouth. You talk about front office, ownership, coaches, players, everyone 8-8 is the minimum for any team to think that they had a decent year. Now a losing